Once again, welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I'm going to talk about Polygon Matic and how it will be performing in the upcoming hours and days. And also, I would like to thank you for watching my previous videos and also liking my content so far. So if you like this video, don't forget afterwards to hit that like button as well. And also, I wanted to let you know that the Discord server is right now active and you are able to use the link down below to get access to the Discord server. So don't forget, in the description you can join the Discord server. And let's take a look at Matic. I already opened up the Matic compared to Bitcoin chart on the 4-hourly time frame. Let's remove this horizontal level of resistance and take a look at the overall trend. So we broke the trend. We are right now currently trading towards the downside. I think it's very important to actually draw the trend line also differently. Let's draw a second trend line. Let's zoom a little bit further in to take a big and more accurate look at what we're currently seeing on the Matic chart. And what we are seeing over here is that actually we have to break above this downward sloping resistance before even heading further. So right now I will be disabling this downward sloping support line and I will be taking a look at this downward sloping resistance line. Also, what I wanted to show you is that we are still seeing higher lows getting created on the Polygon chart, so it's still looking very healthy if you ask me. And also what I wanted to tell you is that a major downward momentum was created previously, so it is very likely that right now, after this momentum, once we break above this downward sloping resistance line and find support on top of it, we will see a major move towards the upside getting created. But right now we are currently inside of this downtrend, and let's take a look what the EMA ribbon is saying to us. And what we are seeing on the EMA ribbon is actually that for the very first time the EMA ribbon did not support Matic, and it broke through the EMA ribbon and it found it quite difficult to get above it. It tried to, but it got rejected, and the second time it got rejected as well, and that is why we are currently trading where we are right now. So the EMA ribbon is serving as overhead resistance, and that is something in particular where I'm not very glad about. And what you're seeing over here as well is that the 200-day moving average is actually serving as support over here, but we're currently trading underneath. And what we are seeing over here is the 200-day moving average is serving as the resistance as well. So I think for sure we will see even more downward momentum getting started compared to Bitcoin. And let's take a look also at the daily time frame and enable the moving averages. So if we take a look at the moving averages as well, what we are seeing over here is that the moving averages still look very healthy on the daily chart. The 50-day moving average will be serving as a major level of support once we break even further below. And if this level does not hold, we will for sure find support on top of the 100-day moving average. That is something I in particular think will be very likely to occur. If we do not find support on top of the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average will serve as major support. So let's say we could be finding support at the same height as we previously found support on. So that would be approximately in between these two lines over here. So for sure, this is a level you would like to monitor if you are right now a holder of Polygon Matic, or if you wanted to accumulate more, because I think once we reach this level of support, that is a great level of accumulation if you ask me for the Polygon chart. So for sure the moving averages are looking good, and let's enable also the MACD to take a look at what it's currently saying to us. We are seeing downward momentum started already several days ago, and right now we are currently in the middle of it. So I personally think that we will be heading towards the 100-day moving average, and for sure we will be finding support on top of it before heading even further. And what is most important is to break above this downward sloping resistance and find support on top of it eventually before we will see a trend reversal getting started. So that is very important. The MACD is telling us that there is more downward momentum coming up. There is no sign of a crossover anytime soon. And that is also why I would like to go to the Matic compared to the US dollar chart to take a look at what is currently going on the Matic compared to US dollar chart. But before doing so, I would like to let you know that if you would like to accumulate more cryptocurrency, do not forget to use the links down below to earn up to $2,000 deposit bonus on Femex and up to $1,610 deposit bonus on Bybit, and you can trade up to 736 different type of cryptocurrencies on Gate.io. So down below you can find the links on the description, and you will be supporting the channel by using those links. So thank you very much already. And let's take a look at Matic compared to the US dollar. So Matic compared to the US dollar on the daily chart, the moving averages are already enabled, and that is why I would like to take a look at those as well. And what we're seeing over here is actually that the moving averages are serving as well on the US dollar chart as major levels of support. Once we had this major price action towards the downside getting started, we saw that this candles got supported by the 50-day moving average, or actually the wick of the lowest candle did, and also by this level of support at approximately $1. I think for sure we could be heading further below the 50-day moving average that's actually serving right now as current level of support. But if we do so, I personally think that the $1 level will be for sure a major level of support, especially because the 100-day moving average is also at that certain level, and that is also a major level of support. So personally, I think the $1 level will be the safe haven if we see a drop towards the downside. And right now, if we are able to stay above the 50-day moving average, I think it is very healthy and very strong compared to Bitcoin for Matic to actually hold on this level right now, trading underneath this $1.49. So also, let's take a look at the MACD on the US dollar chart, and what we're seeing over here is actually something very similar to what we saw on the Bitcoin chart, that the momentum switch won't happen anytime soon. So right now we're still having struggles with downward momentum, and it could be even possible that we will see even more downward momentum eventually getting started. But of course, Bitcoin is holding quite strong, so eventually if we see Bitcoin head towards the upside, I personally think that we will see Polygon holding strong on top of the 50-day moving average. And if it doesn't hold on top of the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average is for sure something I think personally will be a major level of support. Also, because we saw previously that this level at $1 served not just as a major level of support, but also as a major level of resistance. So that is what I think, that the $1 level is a key, crucial level to take into consideration that might happen for Polygon, that we will see Polygon heading towards the $1 if we see more downward momentum getting started. That is also why I would like to go to the 4-hourly chart, and I would like to enable the EMA ribbon. The EMA ribbon is currently serving as resistance. You can see that we have been rejected already once we tried to break out above the EMA ribbon, and right now we tried to touch the EMA ribbon, but we were rejected immediately. So I personally think that this is also a sign that we will be heading towards that $1 level. Why I personally think this is very probable to happen is something I would like to show you right away. So what we're seeing over here, we saw that major downward sloping resistance on the US dollar chart. That is something that we are currently seeing as well over here. We are seeing this downward sloping resistance line. We have to break above this downward sloping resistance line, find support on top of it, before we will see a trend reversal getting started of this downward momentum of the Matic chart. For sure, very important to take this into consideration. But what I think is very important as well, you're seeing this descending triangle getting created, and you could say we do not have enough touch points, but yes we do. And so we are now currently seeing a breakout below the horizontal level of support, where we have been supported already 3 times in the past inside of this descending triangle. And we saw also that we had several touch points at the beginning and also a second confirmation at the end of this pattern. So for sure, very interesting, and you could count this as well. So 3 touch points on the descending resistance line, but we broke below the horizontal support, and right now once we tried to get above it, we got rejected immediately. So for sure, very interesting price action over here, and I will be measuring this possible breakout towards the downside for you, all the way from the beginning of this descending resistance towards the touch point of the horizontal support. And right over here was the breakout actually, and this is the possible target where it will be heading towards. So this is a major move of approximately 52% towards the downside getting started on the Polygon Matic chart, and I'm personally not very pumped about it. But as I said before, I do not think that we will be heading towards the $71 level. I think that we will be holding strong at approximately $1, especially because we saw the moving average serving as major levels of support at $1, the 100-day moving average, and also the 50-day moving average where we're currently trading above. And I personally think that that is something you would like to take into consideration for sure. So that is very interesting to me. Unfortunately, we are seeing as well that we are having the EMA ribbon as overhead resistance. And let's take a look also at the volume levels. What we're seeing on the volume is that the volume is actually not confirming this downtrend at all, because once we saw this previous movement towards the downside, we saw a lot of negative volume, and once we went back up, we saw major positive volume candles forming themselves. And right now we are not seeing any type of volume action, so I personally think that this might not go all the way down and just hold strong, maybe perhaps above the $1.21 level of support. But that's for sure something we will have to take into consideration that might happen due to the low volume. But I personally think that this is more likely to head all the way towards the $1 level, where it will be finding support above the 100-day moving average on the daily time frame. And also what I want to take a look at over here is actually the relative strength index. What we are seeing here is that the relative strength index is in the middle of the purple area and is right now not showing us any type of bullish or bearish divergence. So for sure that is not negative and not positive, but what I think is quite good to know is that we are on the lower part of the purple area of the RSI, and this for me in particular means that once we break below the dotted line, we will be eventually heading back up, and we will see the price action of Matic also move towards the upside once this happens. But the dotted line underneath it is not that far away, so that is for sure something quite good to know, that if we see a major movement toward the downside getting created, it won't be the movement out of this descending triangle, but it will be just a minor movement towards, I think, approximately the $1 level, but maybe I'm mistaken and it will be heading towards the $1.21. But I personally think that the $1 level is where Polygon Matic is going to head towards during the upcoming hours and days. So for sure, I think this was some very interesting update about the Polygon Matic network. If you like this video so far, do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you would like to buy Polygon Matic once this drop towards the downside occurs, do not forget that down below you will be able to use the links below in the description. You will be supporting the channel by doing so, and you will be able to trade with a lot of cryptocurrencies as well. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support of you all. And if you like this video so far, do not forget to hit that like button as well. So thank you once again and have a nice day. Bye bye.